Hi there, a warm welcome to you. Can you hear me, viewers? Thank you for responding with yes. Let me welcome the participants first. Yakub, first viewer. He has been a regular participant in live chats in recent weeks. Welcome, Yakub. Cassette Solomon here, again, regular participant. Annoyed Microscope. Fisehai joined. Jabir Siraj here. FB Lijacano. Mikeyakama said, yesterday he was smart, today he is under pressure. By Sajid, I hope you're not playing title games to appease all sides, though your content is always solid. Well, let me speak, then you can decide. And by the way, there is not just one issue which I am covering. Yesterday, I covered his moves about regional foreign policy, about sea access. Tonight, I'm going to cover a totally different issue, and I'll try to prove my point that the man is under pressure. It seems that he was advised by some people, and perhaps now he is rethinking what he did. What happened? Who advised him? I'll explain. Just give me some time. Hi, Sajid. A name in Hebrew says, welcome. Alexander Birhane says, Sajid the Great, I'm addicted to your good analysis and timely information. Thank you, Alexander. We appreciate matters a lot. Uh, Sony Xperia, joined after a long time. Welcome, Sony. Morlan Cargo here. Abhinit Gebejeho, Sarjatani, again, regular viewer. Used to be regular viewer. And Nord Microscope says, I've been following your channel since the start of Trigger Eye War. I appreciate your dedication. Your reporting is impartial and reliable. Thank you, Nord Microscope. Gitane Birro joined. Welcome, Gitane. Haider here. Peace and Love joined. Welcome, Peace and Love. Good to see you. Peace and Love is a member too. Special welcome, Peace and Love. If you want to be a member, link is given in description section of this live chat. Abdi Mome Mahalat Solman, a name in Hebrew, says, please start, Sajid. I'm starting. Just give me some time. When I have told you so many times that I read the names of participants because that helps me remember you. That keeps me in touch with you. Noor Yaya here, Haider here, Iklai Goitom joined. Haider says Israel wants new security partnership with Ethiopia, India, UAE. Well, I have a different topic in tonight's live chat. Symbolian joined, says, where is Jalal Kuracha? He was missing you yesterday, by the way. You were not here, Symbolian, yesterday. You were not here, I think. Your hubs joined, says, do you know Miss Sajid? No, I think this is the first time that I'm reading this name. Your hubs. Peace and Love says, when is the war in the north starting, Sajid, or is it a pressure tactic? Well, we pray that it is a pressure tactic. Okay, let's start, viewers. Let's keep the live chat short. People say you spend a lot of time greeting people. Uh, Genie Musica join, another member. Welcome, Genie. Good to see you. Baba says, let's make judgments after we hear the report. Yeah, Baba. Symbolian says, Kuracha is Abiy disguised. Symbolian, just wait for him to come so that he can respond. Bishko Agono here. Muhammad, join. What do you think the reason for Isas not cooperating with Abiy and Ethiopia? Annoyed bought a 10 pound super chat sticker. Thank you, Annoyed. Your contribution matters a lot for me. Thanks a lot. The new spirit here. Why isn't Isas cooperating with Abiy? Well, I can speak for hours about it. This question cannot be answered in a few minutes. They have a long history. For the most part of the last 3 decades, Eritrea-Ethiopia did not have good relations. Checkered history, grievances against each other. They tried to make a new start in 2018, but they joined hands because they had common rival TPL. They could not elevate their coordination to the level of economic integration, which I think is a must. All those countries which have conflicts between them, if they somehow align economically, I think then their interests get linked and conflicts then are put on the back burner. Abiy and Isaias could not integrate economically. That is why they just came together to destroy TPL. That is what was their goal. Uh, that is why the partnership of 2018 was not real new start in Eritrea-Ethiopia relations. Now let's start here. Some viewers are in a hurry. Uh, why am I saying that Ethiopian PM is under pressure? In last night's live chat, I analyzed Ethiopian PM's moves about sea access issue, about talks with GERD. And I think, by the way, I think since 2018, Abiy has been playing his cards about GERD in an impressive manner. I always give credit to him that he did not give in to pressure when the third or fourth filling was going to start. Egypt built immense pressure on Ethiopia. War was also ongoing in Ethiopia. The Abiy did not give in. And Abiy confronted Egyptian pressure. While back then, European countries, US also opposed Ethiopian ruling parties, government. They were supportive of TPL. He filled the dam, he inaugurated it despite immense pressure. I think he has been handling Egypt very well, if you ask me. That is why I called his yesterday's move very smart. His moves about GERD, very smart. I still maintain that position. But tonight, the topic is different. It's not that all the moves being made by the Prime Minister are smart and that uh, he is impressive in all fields. The Prime Minister made a decision, and now it seems that if it does not make a correction, the decision could accelerate the path, the developments leading to war. I think he was ill advised by some people. He made a mistake. He has realized perhaps. And now perhaps he wants to make a correction. What happened? You know that Nebe National Election Board of Ethiopia made a decision over 24 hours ago. It put 5 zones out of Tigray's oversight. It said that 5 zones will hold elections directly. And Nebe quoted a letter, instructions given to it by the House of Federation. House of Federation is led by Agane Tishagar, who's the Speaker of House of Federation. Ethiopian Parliament has 2 houses: House of Representatives, members of which are directly elected through direct vote, like the ones who will be elected in May if election is held. House of Federation members are not directly elected by the people. It is also a relevant body because key laws are passed by both houses. Again, Tishagar, the Speaker of the House of Federation, is former Amhara regional president. When Tigray forces entered Amhara region in 2021, who was the president of Amhara? Again, Tishagar was the president of the Amhara region. Later, he was replaced by another man, and then that man was replaced by the current president of Amhara, Erega Kabele. And the Amhara groups who support that southern Tigray and western Tigray, Quorum of Lalamata, Humera Volkai Sag, they should be part of Amhara. They have been sending petitions to the House of Federation. The House of Federation should give a verdict, a decision in support of their petitions. The decision made by Nebe was definitely approved by top tier of Prosperity Party, Prime Minister of Ethiopia. No doubt about that. I have no doubt that this decision was approved by the top level of the government. And there were 2 main players who actually wanted this decision to be made. Amhara politicians like Agano Tishagar, one group of people who advised Abiy to approve this decision. Obviously, Amhara groups are happy with this decision because 5 zones have been now put out of Tigray's administration in terms of election. There was a second group as well, which advised Ethiopian PM to make this decision. This second group will never own this decision, but it wanted PM Abiy's government to make this decision. The second group is from Tigray. From Tigray means the Tigrayans, Tigrayan politicians. I talked to a few people today, and that is how I understood the situation. These people, like Sadkan, Gitacho, others, they are publicly denouncing the decision, condemning it publicly. But at the same time, they are still part of Prosperity Party. They're not returning to Tigray. They're not getting a ticket back to Tigray, as Simbalin is saying. None of them is returning to Tigray. They actually urged the federal government to make this decision. Why? Question is why? Well, if you remember in a live chat I reported a few days ago that Sadkan and Gitacho group had advised Ethiopian PM to launch a limited military operation in Tigray. Sadat Khan proposed that TPF and ENDF should enter Tigray and take control of southern Tigray, take control of parts of central Tigray and stop there. This is what Getachew group wants. And they gave some reasons to the Prime Minister. They said that southern Tigray is home to people who are not overwhelmingly supportive of TPLF. And if southern Tigray is taken by ENDF, it can easily march towards Makan. They gave different reasons. Through this decision which Nebbe has made, I think these groups are basically urging the federal government to launch limited military action in Tigray. The decision made by Ethiopian PM is basically recipe for war. Nebbe's decision is basically recipe for war. Why? Why am I saying it's recipe for war? This decision has united Tigrayans, not pro-people Tigrayans, by the way, not pro-people Tigrayan leaders. People, Tigrayans in Addis Ababa, for example, they're not supporting it. But Tigrayan leaders in Addis Ababa, they're on board. Publicly, they're denouncing it, but they're on board. It's same, they're on board. Everyone in Tigray is united now. Even TPF people are backing Tigray government's position. So this decision by Nebbe has united all Tigray. Abiy was ill-advised by the two groups, Amhara politicians and TPF people. He made a mistake. Why? Now Abiy will have to launch military. He will have to order military operation. Can election be held in southern Tigray? No. Why? Because TPLF has already announced that it won't allow any election to be held in Tigray until issues are solved, like restoration of TPLF status, like return of IDPs, like determination of the status of territories. TPL has made it clear. Nebbe asked Tigray government to cooperate with Nebbe about preparations regarding election, whereas the government is not cooperating with Nebbe. Southern Tigray, Quorum Ofla Elamata, mentioned in Nebbe's letter, is controlled by Tigray government. Tigray government is not willing to hold election there. So how will election be held there? It means that ultimately Ethiopian National Defense Force will it means that Nebbe will request the assistance of Ethiopian federal forces to be deployed to southern Tigray so that election could be held there. Isn't that what Getachew wants? Isn't that what Sadat Khan wants? Yes, that is what they want. So, and if Nebbe summons Ethiopian federal forces to be deployed to southern Tigray, what will Tigray military do? Will it allow this deployment? It will never allow this type of deployment. It will lead to direct escalation, direct confrontation, collision. That's what I'm saying. This letter by Nebbe, if implemented, is a recipe for disaster, recipe for war. Southern Tigray, Western Tigray, Humera Volca ऐसा है कहते. Will Tigray military allow, will TPLF allow election to be held there in southern Tigray? If one election is held today, it means that a precedent will be set. And it will be difficult for TPLF and Tigray military to undo that election and to claim or to control that zone. That is why Tigray military, TPLF will never allow direct election held in Maravolkai Sagdislam. That's my analysis, partially based on some input from the ground. Election is not far away. February almost ending, just 2 months, 3 months remaining, less than 3 months, around 3 months remaining. It means that Tigray military and TPL, Abiy made the decision of holding election in 5 zones to put more pressure on TPLF. He as much pressure on TPLF as he can. He has mobilized his federal forces, suspended budget, stopped fuel supplies, put diplomatic pressure. He's doing whatever he can to put pressure on TPLF. And the decision by Abiy, announced by Nebe, is one in a series of moves by Abiy to just break the morale of Tigray leaders. That they will kneel down, surrender, and make concessions at the table with the federal government, which is not happening, by the way. The decision is creating unity, not seen in recent years, the last 2 years in Tigray. Tigray Peace and Security Bureau just a few minutes ago issued a statement confirming this sentiment in Tigray, saying that the federal government wants to destroy Tigray. Emmanuel Asefa said the same today. He said, federal government wants to destroy Tigray. The government is full of hate for Tigray. Peace and Tigray Peace and Security Bureau said today that this decision by federal government is meant to create a conflict between Tigray and Amhara. It won't happen. The two communities won't fight. The Tigray Peace and Security Bureau said that even TPF fighters are returning. They're rejecting this decision. That is why this is the time to unite and protect Tigray's sovereignty, territorial integrity. Abiy's decision announced by Nebe is a recipe for a war. Either, now there are two likely developments. Either you will soon see that Abiy will back off, that Nebe will back off. Maybe someone could be make a sacrificial lamb, that he is the one who made the decision. The federal government was not on board. That Nebe made a decision. Nebe is independent. This type of excuse can be used. Either Abiy's government will soon back off, or the decision will not be implemented. As I said earlier, if the decision is implemented, it will be a confirmed recipe for war. I think Abiy government has realized that they have made a mistake. They were ill-advised by Amhara politicians and Gitacho group politicians, and now they are looking for correction measures. Let's see what happens. Guracha joined. His two friends, Iyasu and Simbalian, were waiting for him. What do you think Varade will do? Koala says, well, Varade shows himself as if he's neutral, as if he can take a different line, but Varade is fully on board with TPLF. Don't believe what he says. He is on board with TPLF, especially in current situation. He cannot go against the dictates of TPLF. Biran says, so how do you think they solve the contested area? Well, to be honest, I think they partially solved this issue. Do you remember how Tigray controlled southern Tigray, Alamat of Lakorum? It was, I think, 2024. Getachew was the president. And suddenly we saw that Tigray militias, in the guise of IDPs, entered Matthew, Mahoney, ENDF soldiers were there. They did not stop them. Rather, ENDF deployed, backed the disbandment of Amhara provisional government based in Alamata. Amhara mayor had to flee. So that move basically was a decision by ENDF and Tigray military. ENDF basically, federal government, you can say, federal government basically gave Raya, southern Tigray, to Tigray military. They agreed, and then Tigray military entered in the form of militias, and Amhara forces had to withdraw. Amhara Fano did not take action. In a way, ENDF gave, federal government gave southern Tigray to TPLF, and Amhara government issued some statements, but I think they accepted that this zone, southern Tigray, will be controlled by TPLF. Two zones were remaining, Salamti and Maravolkaya Sagade. We saw a return of IDPs to Salamti when Getachew was the president. Had he remained president, had he continued as president, maybe Tigray could have regained parts of Salamti and other parts of Humera, Volkaya, Sagade. But then you saw that TPLF people kicked Getachew out of Tigray. Getachew was on good term with federal government. He was solving issues from Tigray's perspective, not from Amhara perspective. After Getachew's removal from Tigray, nothing good happened for TPLF. Then TPLF status cancelled. TPLF, Tigray military's effort to enter Salamti did not succeed. And now federal government is confronting TPLF. So the issue can either be solved if TPLF somehow uh, realigns its relation with the federal government. If TPLF and federal government uh, somehow align, uh, I think the areas could return to Tigray. But TPLF then ran towards Isaias, and that created more problems. Uh, either there'll be armed conflict to solve this issue, or TPLF will have to have good relations with the federal government, and then maybe some sort of solution can be found acceptable by TPLF, acceptable by federal government, acceptable by maybe Amhara's side. By force, it is going to be difficult for TPLF to take control of Western zone, especially if federal government decides that it won't allow Tigray to have a border with Sudan. Birong says if Abiy gives Volkai to TPLF, they will still fight Abiy. Well, yeah, I mean, that could be the fear in Addis Ababa that even if Western Tigray is given to TPLF, TPLF in alliance with Asmara could wage war on Addis Ababa. The fear could be there. That's what I'm saying. Engagement is needed. TPLF will have to give some assurances to federal government. FBG says, can we say Getachew will be future leader of Ethiopia as Westerners support him? Well, he lacks the political backing to be the leader. He will have to join either PP or TPLF to be the next leader. In his own capacity as head of Simrat, he won't be very relevant nationally, internationally. I think. East Afro Dude says, make it their own independent zones. Well, this is what Nebbe has announced, that Tigray or Amhara sides will have no say there. But it is being categorically rejected by Tigray side. Amhara side welcoming it. Guracha says, why do you allow trolls to throw up on your stream? Well, everyone is allowed to speak here. This is what freedom of expression is. Uh, you see how people criticize me all day in comment section. They criticize me. Some stoop so low that there is auto name calling. I don't ban them mostly. Sometimes my daughter, they complain that Baba, these people are calling you names. Why don't you ban them? I don't have time to just read what they are writing. I just read those comments which are of any value for me. Why should I waste my time banning them, responding to them? That is why just be thick-skinned. Thick-skinned if you want to be part of my views and news. We need to be thick-skinned because people sometimes lose temper. They have their own issues. They have sometimes very uh, strong sensitivities and loyalties. We have to give them time to understand, give them time to reform themselves. And some do, by the way. Morlan is asking what Brunei state of Sudan. I think that RSF could not get deep into Blue Nile. Kandarevat, you'll have to watch the recorded version of the live chat because for around 15 minutes, do watch it because I know you follow developers very closely. Then you can write me a mail or you can write in comment section too. Sajid, you said ENDF will struggle in Western Tigray if war erupts there. Well, you did not say what I explained. And I said all that. I said ENDF will struggle if there is multi-pronged offensive on Western Tigray. Eritrea from the north, Sudanese military and Army 70 from the west, Tigray fighters from the east, and Fano from the south. So that is the complete picture. If all that happens, the NDA will be in trouble. Mido says, what about if some people use abusive words onto others using a pet form? Well, I try to advise people they should not use abusive language. Uh, I think I ban the use of some words too, some particular words too, but I cannot ban the use of the words in all the languages because I don't know the languages. I can only ban the use of some words in English. That is why people, I think, need to understand that name calling is not going to convince others to what you believe in. Try to engage others and talk to others using arguments. You are welcome to debate, you're welcome to criticize, you're welcome to challenge my views, but through arguments. And question each other's arguments too through logical arguments. Otherwise, name calling won't take you anywhere. Israel Jimane says, why does Abiy want war soon? I don't know who wants war soon, Abiy or Eritrea or TPLF. But basically, when the issues remain unsolved, the threat of war. As I said, that war could happen in 48 hours. People still remind me, and I still remind them that war has been temporarily averted because of the intervention of the international community. Maybe we raised alarm, international community stepping in. Erdogan visited, Faisal bin Farhan, Saudi foreign minister visited, foreign diplomats in Addis Ababa, all stepping in to avert the war. But people still remind me, you said the war was going to happen 48 hours. It did not happen. Why? It should have happened. I mean, if it is being averted, it's a good thing. But I will say that war has been averted once I confirm from the ground that forces are withdrawing from front lines, which has not happened so far. Kandareva says negotiations between Ethiopia and Eritrea underway in Saudi Arabia. Well, not surprising if it happens. Saudis visited the two countries. Let's see. No, Koala, Egypt did not. Egypt is only saying that it is not going to give sea access to Ethiopia. My report was that Ethiopia is linking the issue of sea access to GERD talks. I still maintain the same position. Will Egypt agree or not? That can be debated. But Ethiopia has already attached the access issue to GERD talks. What will Egypt do? That can be debated. National news source claimed Egypt agreed, but Egyptian news source dismissed the report by national newspaper. But did Egypt say that Ethiopia did not attach the sea access issue to GERD talks? Did Egypt say that? They did not. Come on, Koala, you are now just splitting here. Soria says, it seems the Nobel Committee will be sued by Ethiopian diaspora for awarding Abiy the Nobel Prize. Well, the Nobel Prize awarding committee was under immense pressure during Tigray war. So many campaigns were launched back then, nothing happened. 44 minutes have passed. I think I should leave. Israeli man says, why does Abiy want war soon? I don't know if he wants the war soon or not. I think I should leave now, viewers. 44 minutes have passed. Thank you for watching. Do watch the recorded version of the live chat if you've just joined and express your views about the analysis which I shared with you. Daddy fans has answered my question, Sajid. 21, Mary Love has a question as well. You can send me an email, by the way, sajid67200 gmail.com. I respond to mails too. You can share information with me as well, which I am missing, so that we ensure that the Horn of Africa is being covered fully on My Views on News. Thanks for watching. Elijah, I don't know what's the problem with your comments, but so many people write, maybe I'm missing your comments. But I respond to your mails, each and every mail, I think, Elijah. Be back tomorrow. You stay blessed. Bye bye.